And good day to you here at Fox 26 Weather Tropical Forecast here. I am Nathan Moore taking a look. What we're going to do is take a look actually at the Gulf of Mexico, kind of focus on that today, and then throughout a little bit of the Atlantic. But as always, though, you can go to youtube.com, Fox 26 Houston. Also, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you directly there as well. Now, here's what we're looking at the next 2 to 5 days. We've been watching this the last couple of days as it has moved from the northeastern Gulf of Mexico all the way to the western portions of the Gulf. Right now, though, it really doesn't have much time to develop, and actually that's what the National Hurricane Center is also seeing as well. A 20% chance of the next 2 days and even 5 days, but by tomorrow it should be inland across Texas as it moves towards the west. Really not much of a center of circulation. It looks fairly impressive on satellite, but there's really not much circulation to go along with it, which of course I'll show you that here right now. You can see this is what we call Invest 98L. That's something that they do give a name for. Kind of allows weather models to kind of pinpoint development, possible development, gives them a better chance, more information that goes for that. So this system is centered just off the central Texas coast. Wind gusts maybe up to 30 miles an hour and some of the stronger activity, but you can notice though it's very, very close to the Texas coast, so it's really not going to have much time to really develop over the next 24 to 36 hours. So there is the chance still. That's why they have designated a 20% chance, but just being so close, it's a very small window that it's going to have, if any. A little bit wider perspective. You can see just a lot of moisture though off across the western Gulf of Mexico. Much needed rains though for sure across South Texas and Central Texas. But really the remainder part of the Gulf of Mexico really fairly quiet. So I think that's going to continue. Once this system pushes off towards the west, it looks like you'll begin to see really quiet conditions persist for a little while. A lot of cloud cover, and I know it does look like I have a spin on here, but it's kind of in the middle to upper levels of the atmosphere right now. So nothing is surface based. Usually that's what we look for tropical characteristics, is something that's at the surface. This is more mid and upper level low moving across to the west. We call that a trough actually in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Taking a look out further across the Atlantic, really still quite a bit of Saharan dust out there across much of the Atlantic, but it is beginning to wind down. You will begin to see pockets of this coming up where we'll see some Saharan dust come off, then it will dissipate. And I think as we go throughout the latter part of this hurricane season, I think things will begin to definitely pick up, which of course I'll show you some facts about that here in just a little bit. Here's the water temperatures in the middle 80s, a little bit warmer though close to the coast, upper 80s to lower 90s, but that water isn't as deep for a lot of the storms to have that fuel, but still very, very warm temperatures across much of the Gulf of Mexico in the middle and even sometimes in the upper 80s. Here's the tropical cyclone names again. You're looking at all of them here. Last one is Colin, and next would be Danielle coming up on the list. And we are actually just arriving across the busier part of this season coming up. The peak again is September 10th, so we are right around a month away from that period. So again, it's going to ramp up quickly as we head into the middle of August and even into September. Here's an interesting fact that I wanted to kind of show you. The last time the Atlantic did not have any named storms from July 3rd to August 16th was in 1999. Now, to end that season, it ended as a hyperactive season. We had 8 hurricanes, 5 were Category 4s, 1 including Floyd, which was the strongest storm of the season. So still, there's a lot of potential. Also, if you think about it, there really haven't been many storms to stir up the Atlantic to Gulf of Mexico to allow those cooler waters to come to the surface. So there's a lot of what we call potential energy out there. And I think that's why this fact is an interesting fact, something we definitely will need to watch a little bit later on into the season as we go into the peak part here of August and into the early and middle part of September. Take a look. You can also go, of course, to our app Do have a Facebook page here. Moore's Meteorology does give you a lot of information regarding tropical storms, tropical systems, and again, you can always follow us here at Fox 26 at Twitter, Facebook, and also Instagram. We'll have more again on this and the tropics coming up tomorrow.